Hi, in this video I will show you how to create progress bar inside Widget Blueprint by using text block and then control it directly from the verse. So let's begin. Okay, let's start with few things what we will need. So I will grab two button devices, just normal button. Let's draw it here. So I will use them to demonstrate addition and subtraction in our progress bar. So let's this here and then one it here. Let's add to this one, just let's say subtract, and then in here add, so we know which one is which. And that's it on here. So let's jump into my folder. Where are you? There's widget progress bar. So right click, user interface, widget blueprint, user widget. So canvas and then overlay. Probably I will place somewhere here. And yeah, let's add text blocks right away. And see, I want it's aligned on the left side and then here in the center. Okay, so now let's grab overlay. So I will keep it anchored to the left top corner. And then I will set size to something maybe like 320, 70. And then put here 40. Yeah, that should be fine. Then text block. So I just recently realized that to have our progress bar, it doesn't need to be actually texture progress bar or like material texture bar, because like we have few symbols actually which can represent as a progress bar like elements, right? So for example, if we will just use flash, look how it's not a progress bar. And in my recent videos I had ranking system and I was creating similar pattern for the progress bar inside of material. So we can use this. Of course, we can tweak it to make it look better. So let's start. So I will put it on the 35 size. Then amount of them, it's important. Basically, I will use percentage to specify how many like in a progress appear, yeah, and disappear. So I will use 25. It's because like it should be when you specifying like if you have 100, you can have 100 of them, of course, but of course like it can be like really long. And if I will use 25, so it means if I will take 100 and divide it by 25, it will be 4. So it means every 4% it will appear new this progress, like basically bar. And it's again, it's a 4, it's a round number. So that's why it's not 30, because it wouldn't be a round number. So you can use, for example, 20, 25, 50, right? Or 100, 10, yeah. So something like that. So I will use 25 and I can already set it. So I hope it's 25. Okay, so we have 25 of that, size 35. Then letter spacing, I will use minus 200 to bring them closer. So we don't need skew. So if we would use another symbol, so then maybe we would use skew, or you can use another symbol, or you can basically adjust like different the skew. But by default, for me, it's fine. Then I will use outline of 2, like that. Cool. And then instead of in here opacity, so you can keep it as a white or whatever color you want, of course. I want it to be a little bit transparent. So you see, like if I'm lowering that, yeah, so this disappears like more. It's not, when I'm setting it on 0, we still see black. This is actually outline. This is not main, this color. So let's say if I will set it to something maybe like 0. Maybe 6. And so we have outline, and yeah, so we need this separate fill alpha, and we don't need shadow. This is our outline, so we still have that white. So let's come here back. There we go. Now you see we can make it fully transparent in here. Keep it maybe like 0.5. So it's still visible slightly. Okay, so this will be like it's like a background where it's not filled, right? So this one will always stay as is. So now we duplicate this and change this to fully opaque, and let's set color to purely green like that. Again, you can decide whatever color you want. So I'm keeping everything exactly same just for testing. So you see, if I will remove some of them, this is how it will look. So it's exactly looking like a normal progress bar, right? Of course, I made it as a separate pieces and not trying to put them really close and make it like without the separation. That would probably be more difficult, but this one, it's totally fine. Okay, so we have that. Now let's go bindings. So view model, it will be our message view model. Just select. Now go back again. Before that, let's select this one with a green color. So add text block. Now text. And then from here, just text. And we're done here. So pretty easy. Oh, actually, I forgot we need hot message device. So in devices, where are you? Devices, UI, hot message. So in here, we don't want for duration, we want it all the time. And actually, I will show on the round start because it's again, it's just demonstration. If you probably would use this, let's say in the ranking system, you would want to do it show in the verse. Okay, I want to remove sound. And I don't need this. Then we need to insert our widget. Okay, that's done. And now time to do some coding. Okay, actually, like to make it simple, let's create that file in here. So Verse Explorer. So you can create inside of Visual Studio in here, or you can create in here. So let's just create directly in where? Or actually I will create, I will create in Visual Studio. So then I can put it directly in the same folder. So this is my folder, like widget progress bar I created just now. So right click on that, new file, and let's call it, let's see, maybe widget progress, and then dot verse. So we have that, and I will just copy that from my game master. I don't need all that, of course. Okay, I don't need tag, of course. And instead of game master, it must be our name. So widget progress. Okay. Don't think so. We will need this. Okay, so now we have two buttons. So will be editable. Let's call it addition button. Be more organized, so specify private, what's private, what's not. Then button device, button device. We can copy this, and instead addition, it will be subtraction. Subtraction button. Now we need widget. Okay. And yeah, I think don't need anything else in editable. So now let's create variable. So it will be current value. Will be integer and start with 0. And then we need to specify maximum value. Because I'm not changing that later, so it will be constant, so it's not a var. And I will set it to 20. It's basically how many times I need to interact with a button to make sure progress bar is on 100%. So that's why it's 20, so I don't want to like click many times. Okay, that's fine. And then I will add line for our message, because we need to send string and convert that into message. So it will be progress to UI, localize this, percent, message. So we can start. So what we want on the begin is subscribe to these buttons. If you will hold Control and click on the button, it's actually no sure why it's not working. Let's go back in here and save, build verse code. Error, that's why. Oh, yeah, haven't finished that. Let's add again block. So there is no error. Again, build verse code. Okay, that's now working. We can even drag and drop our device here. We can add our buttons and our widget. Okay, now let's go back here, hold Control. Yeah, now it's working. So we can Control and click on the button, and we can see our event. So this is interacted with events. So let's copy that. And we need to specify button name first. So the addition button, then event, subscribe. And then when this will happen, we need our function, right? So what function are we calling? And let's call it on condition button activated, something like that, or interacted, maybe interacted. Okay, let's copy that because we need same event, just a different button. Let's copy name of that, paste it here. And in here as well, instead of addition, will be on subtraction button interacted. So let's copy now this and create this event. So if you will hover over this event, it should tell us that, you see, like it gives us agent. So we need to receive it. Now to block, and let's create this one. Pretty much same. Okay. So in both of these, we will do addition or subtraction from the current value. And then we will just use with a maximum value get our percent. And then when that's done, we will refresh our UI. So we need update UI. Okay, so let's start with our addition. So in here, we will do if, let's be new value, current value plus 1 will be smaller or equal than max value. And set current value. So let's calculate our percent. So I will use this one, integer. So when we will calculate, it will then round it to integer. So if we will have, let's say, 9.5, it will give us 10. Smaller, 400. Okay. So as you can see, I'm multiplying it by float because in division we need float. It wouldn't work with integer, and our value, maximum value and current value, it's integer. So that's why I'm multiplying it by 100, but float. And then maximum value I'm multiplying by 1 because I don't want a value to change, but I want it to be converted into float. And then when we're doing this math, we're checking is this value is bigger or equal than 100. And if it's bigger, then just do 100 because we don't want to do like 110, 120. Yeah, because that will break this in the progress bar view. So we've done here. Only what we need to do is just basically update our UI. 10%. Okay. And pretty much same for our this subtraction. It's just only it will be subtraction. So in here will be same new value -1. And instead of comparing with maximum value, because we're going down, not up, we will check if it's bigger or equal to 0. So it's basically in here we're checking if it's reached maximum value. If it's reached, it wouldn't execute any of this. So same in here, we don't want to go below 0. So that's fine. Then we're setting as a new value. Then in the percent, so pretty much everything same, just except here at the back, we need again check if it's bigger or equal to 0. And if it's smaller than 0, maybe it's minus. So then we just use 0. And again, we're updating our UI. So now in here, we need percent text is 4. And this will be index 1. And we floor it. We use percent divided. And now, as I said, like what value should be like around. So like, because I'm using 25, so 100 divided by 25, it will be 4. So I'm using 4 in here. It will be this, and then 4, 0. And now do slash like that. So this do, it actually works in the same way if at the end, go to colon, and then like that, right? So it's instead of that, we can have it everything on the same line. So let's undo this and use do. So basically this line, this is how we're controlling our progress bar based on a text block. And this is thanks for var. It's our, like my friend, and we're working together on our map. So he showed me how we can control that. Instead of, otherwise it would be like many lines of if this is 5% or 4%, do 1. If it's 8, do 2. If it's 12, so you can imagine how many ifs that would be like, would be really bad. But this one, really nice and clean. So we have that. Now let's create our message. So progress message, progress to UI. So this is basically, we're calling now this. So we're creating our message by sending string, because as you can see, we're calling that and we need send string. So we have this. Now percent text. My mistake. Should be this, like that. Okay. Easier to see for you. Okay, it's like this. And now widget UI show will be our agent and progress message, like that. So to refresh our UI, we always need to do this, like show. And we've done in here. And while I was doing this, I remembered I forgot to do one more thing. So you don't need to do this if you don't want. It looks already pretty cool. I wanted to show that you can actually do some material stuff on top of the text, actually. So it can even look better. I have this material for progress bar. So let's copy this into this folder. Okay. Straight away, I will create material instance. And well, this selected. So I will select again this green text. And here is font material. So I will apply it here. Ignore that it looks like that, because in that material we have progress bar created, but actually I don't need most of this stuff. Actually, I can delete all this, and I don't need background. I don't need this, only that. And it doesn't even need to be translucent. It can be opaque, it still will work. And what I care is basically this function. So I can delete that, and connect it directly here. And before doing that, maybe I will use saturate just in case, like that. So you can see in here how it looks. So what's below this wave line, it will be pure this color. And what's above, it will be half. It's basically will be toned down, like darker. And this is from this custom UI for player stats. If you haven't watched it, you can watch, or I will just open it and will show logic, so you can just copy it. Like that. Looks like this. So you can pause and you can just recreate it. Okay. And then it's here. Now let's go back here and look. Nobody would say that you used text block for the progress bar. Okay, so we've done here. Let's do verse build verse code, save. Let's check. We have everything inside. Yep. So I will push and we will test in a game soon. Yeah, let's start. Actually, not showing. I forgot to set placement. As you can see, it's set to bottom center. So we need or top left, or you can use centerful. That will work with a custom as well. Let's try again. And I forgot this time from round start. This is basically, we need to wait 10 seconds until it will appear. We don't want that, so it should be 0. Okay. So we have our progress bar on the left. So let's add. It's working. And we can subtract. Works perfectly. And we don't need any sequences, no additional, like, I don't know, MPC files, something just like that. And you can imagine that what I used here on button interacted. So this could be function, let's say, on elimination. So when elimination happen, you're getting your agent and you're doing this, for example, addition 1 value, right? And you're calculating percent and then you're refreshing UI. Pretty much same thing. Same on subtraction, right? Like when player is eliminated and you're then subtracting 1, or you can subtract even more, you can add more. Yeah, it's up to you. But yep, hopefully this will be helpful for you, at least until start created device will be fixed, because yeah, it still looks like bugged and not working for joining in progress players. So this thing pretty easy to do, and it really adds a lot. So hopefully you will have fun with that. Good luck. I would like to say thank you to my all supporters. I appreciate your support. Thank you for your generosity. You can get project files on my Patreon or just buy me a coffee to support me. If you're interested in learning more about UEFN materials, coding, widget UI, and more, you can join our growing Discord community where we like to discuss UEFN tips and tricks, showcase our work, and help each other. You can find link in the description or in the channel header.